fed up.
Yep.
Listen here, Buster.
Hey,
I'm fed up to here with you two.
what are you talking about? I don't understand you.
We're gonna do something about it later.
Oh, okay. I wish you would.
As soon as this intro song is over, the podcast is gonna start. We're gonna do a good podcast, and then after it's over,
Okay, everyone, Perez.
please.
Dicks in my pants for the so we don't sticks. Smoking penises in. The strap, look at this. You got that 9-inch? Let that dicky damn flinch.
Okay,
Oh
let's
my
go.
gosh.
Okay. See, how does it feel to just get your music fired and your unreleased tracks aired out?
And I would like Azalea Banks. I stole this instrumental. So
Oh, did you?
Come on.
Come on, mate.
Hey, what's up? This is the Sausage Boys podcast.
That was a good one. That was a really good one.
That's a good song.
Gotcha, bitch.
I'm your host, Jackson. To my left.
They call me the young apple, the big apple, the medium size. It's K. Young Pimple, Terry Crews of Sydney. Checking in, checking out.
And we're the Sausage Boys podcast. Moving on. All right, first topic. And to my right, as always, we have
Jackie Chan. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Jackie? What you doing over here? What you doing over here, fool?
Just hanging around, what's up, doing movies,
Yeah, so I guess just before the podcast started, we were talking about 212 by Azalea Banks.
I was in the 212, watched the Dundu, and the didgeridoo. I get the didgeridoo.
That might be one of the best songs. It's one of the, the ratio of best song to worst people ever. Like, what could kind of compare with that?
Oh, man. I guess what's like a bad song by a really good person? Like,
Who's a really good person?
Man, you know what? I was gonna say Yellow Submarine by the Beatles, but I realized they're not good at all.
What?
they
Beatles are
molested
not
children. The song's about a yellow submarine in which they molested children underwater because their parents weren't able to swim.
Ringo just comes to practice like, please guys, I have a serious problem.
Because I don't
I
think
can't swim. I want to join you.
Other
guys.
Beatles are like, we have songs to play, Ringo. We
I
don't
think-
have time for this fiddly-kiddly nonsense.
I think Paul is the only good guy in there. Paul is the voice of sense.
Yeah, John Lennon's not a good guy, is he?
Yeah, John Lennon would be the one who pushed them to do acid.
Because the thing is, like, John Lennon married Chrissy Teigen, and I guess like he got a lot of publicity from that.
But you know what's messed up about it?
Yeah,
They actually lost their baby.
yeah, they did.
John Lennon.
That's what Yellow
And Chrissy
Submarine's
Teigen.
actually about.
That's why he doesn't write music anymore.
No,
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
sad. Bummer.
Yeah.
I love John.
Like
Great.
Chrissy Teigen was a pretty good artist.
Was she an artist? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, singer.
No, like a model.
Oh, okay.
Is that considered an artist?
It'd have
You're a
to, wouldn't
model.
it? Because what else would you... It's definitely not a sport.
It's not a sport.
It's not a science. Far from it.
So it'd be an art,
I guess.
an
yeah.
art form.
I suppose so.
Being a model. It's hard though.
Being a model?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things that everyone assumes anyone could do. But I feel if you went up to the average person on the street
Yeah.
and was like, "Oh, could you be a model?" and
They'd
said,
run away crying because they were really ugly.
"Yeah," something like that.
Like, that actually really hurts my feelings that you bring that up. Oh, here's a good one. We haven't talked about this before, but it's like, there are models, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there are plus-size models now.
Yeah.
Which, great, inclusivity.
Oh.
But then what makes
You
a
know what,
model...
Iskra. Iskra is like a plus size model I follow on Instagram. She looks amazing.
Yeah?
And she always looks amazing. Like, she's... Bro.
Pixar didn't happen.
Yeah, you got pics?
Yeah, actually.
You got nudes.
But here's the thing, it's like inclusivity. So we've got models, right? And then we have plus-size models. But what are the things they have in common? They both look good. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, how inclusive can you be? It's like, this person's really pretty and, like a stick insect. And then this person's really
Is
pretty.
a fat cow you wouldn't ever look at if she didn't have a good face. And we just have to put up with that. Ew.
Nah, she's...
Yuck.
She's fine.
Oh my, I'm going to be sick. Oh my gosh. No, it's funny. She just looks like a normal girl,
Well,
which is
you know what?
hilarious.
Like,
So
you know
she's
what?
a plus size model.
You know what? I just came out with this the other day. I just think about it, man. I love women with a bit of meat. Do you know why? Because especially with like a
She can
woman.
feed your family. I like to go with a little bit of meat on her.
But like
Went to the shops.
in my experience, right? The type of woman.
She went to the shops. She got the meat. Probably got some veggies under that too. She got the baby wipes. I know that much. Hope she got my soaps because I haven't been smelling too good lately.
She got my soaps. I hope she got my soaps.
Yo, I hope she got my soaps. I've been smelling real bad lately.
You know, for my birthday, my girlfriend bought me deodorant. Guess I haven't been smelling too good lately.
Fix that problem right quick. I'm smelling real nice now. Take a whiff.
Take a whiff.
Take a whiff. Everybody, let's do the whiff.
Ooh.
Yeah, but so you got regular models, plus size models. What do they have in common? They both look good. So at the end of the day, a model is just someone that
They're
is-
both unintelligent. They both can't be nurses or teachers.
Do models get paid? Models get paid really well, don't they?
They get paid like crazy.
Only the top one though.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
actually,
because like there's too many models around this, and there's too many wannabe models, man.
I think what you've had the rise of Instagram, which has kind of faded the whole idea of what constitutes a model even further. Now someone can kind of build their own reason to why they should be a model, build their own fan base and audience who were like, no, this girl looks good, rather than going through an agency and getting picked and getting kind of marketed from them. Now anyone with a good marketing strategy can become a model. Because I think looking good is very subjective.
Yeah.
And in particular with Instagram, you see a lot of these pretty average girls, just with millions of followers, because they're able to market themselves really well.
They kind of
They're
decide
models.
that they are that.
Yes.
I am a model.
I'm a model. I haven't gone through any agency. I haven't kind of been scouted or anything like that. I may have not even necessarily been told I was good looking as a child.
Yeah.
But it's something I wanted to do because I had good marketing skills.
I don't know. Can people do that?
Because the thing is, on Instagram, I see 10s
Right.
with like 2,000 followers. And then you might see a 6
And you're like,
with
hey,
millions.
I could swoop them up.
You got some meat on you? Because I haven't been smelling too good. I've been using that instead of my soaps. I've been
using
mixing them up.
meats.
Good thing that she's safe. That means that she don't have much confidence. That's when I swoop in.
That's why I smell extra bad for weeks on end.
That's very interesting.
But yeah, you know what? I just want to put it out there. I like chubby woman and older woman.
All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to crack into it. So what we were talking about before the pod was...
You were going to brace something upon me, weren't you? You were going to spring something upon me.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
There's two kind of people that I don't like in this world. First of all, it's
One of them's you.
First of all, it's racist. I fucking hate racists. And second, it's black people.
That's actually what we wanted to talk to you
That's
about.
a good one. We don't like you. We don't like you.
I'm just so confused because I think you're awesome to hang out with. You're so funny.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just-
just something about you.
It's
you
just...
know? that doesn't sit right with me.
It just doesn't sit right with both of us. Yeah, where is this guy? Where is he? Wait,
No, K-Dot, we're actually...
wait, huh?
I don't know, maybe because your shoes. I don't
Wait,
like.
huh?
I like sneakers.
I don't know. I've seen him without shoes on. Still didn't like him. I don't know. I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good about this. All right, so...
So we playing 5 minutes to this beat where we're going to be racist to K Dot. And
K-Dot bringing up beats. I don't know.
okay.
No, so what?
Yeah.
So some people like in my close circle brought up an episode that we did, and was very offended by it.
Ooh. Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Teeth into this one.
And it was not a bit that I even found necessarily. I didn't suspect that this would be
The
something
thing
people get
is-
triggered by.
I didn't mean to deny the Holocaust so intensely. It's just my own opinion.
It's just
I
that we all
shouldn't
know
have
it didn't
shared
happen.
I know. It's just a lie.
like, what's the big deal? You know?
Yeah. Like if 2,000 people died, it's sad, but they're going on about 6 million and stuff like that. Hey,
Yeah.
didn't mean to offend anyone.
Okay.
I'm just speaking my truth. It's just the proof. I've got Reddit. I'll get Reddit up right now and show you the proof. It didn't happen.
So the thing that they were offended by.
It was used. It was used for Donald Trump's to get into being president.
You know the best
Second
people,
run.
the best people to take down.
60 years later,
The be-
it was
the-
all a plan
The best people
from
to
the
joke
Democrats.
about.
Yeah.
Deaf people,
Oh, yeah.
because they're never
Nah,
gonna hear it.
It's not funny.
No, there's nothing funny about it.
No, there's nothing
funny.
funny about that at all.
Yeah, I agree. We're in agreement.
Yeah.
We all agree.
Brayley. Am I right? Brayley. Talking about.
Hand signs and stuff.
All right, no. So the thing that they brought up, they were offended by, was the 80-kilo woman episode,
Ooh.
which I didn't. I mean, I was like, I don't.
I don't call women who are over 80 kilos women. I call them animals.
Oh my god, this is
and
exactly.
that's the thing.
I said
And
we
there's
should.
nothing-
I said we shouldn't bring this up.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think we should bring this up on pod. Because I was like, just gonna
Because
continue.
we all, the four of us here, we refer to them as animals.
Oh my god, dude, bro.
They're a nice, beautiful 70-kilo women, 60-kilo women,
Oh, dude, no.
79.
I'm squirming right now. This is fucked.
But then there are barn animals.
Please, man.
Oh,
Please.
and there's nothing wrong with it. It's
I'm gonna have to
just-
find new friends after this, man. K-Dot's just dragging us. He's going in. He's going to like the.
trophy animal.
Bro. All right, so they said they were offended by it, and I was like, that's crazy to me because I feel like the whole bit we're talking about the absurdity in thinking that that's large.
I wasn't being absurd
Oh my
by
god,
any means.
bro.
By any means
You know
whatsoever.
what? We kind of expected this to happen though.
I knew exactly this would happen.
Yeah. And I
I didn't wanna bring it
kind
up,
of wanted it to
I kind
happen.
of wanted this to happen
But why? Can you give some kind of justification of why it's okay to joke about that?
because it's true. It's, I don't tell jokes, I tell the truth. You know me? I don't tell jokes, I tell the truth.
So what else we got? Shooter Williams is on crack or something.
Oh man.
Okay.
So the world's loosest Aussie bloke really is the loosest Aussie bloke.
Okay, let's go. Let's dive into this. I really want to, because in all honesty, it's it's a joke because it's so absurd. If we
That's
were
what I'm
three,
saying.
yeah, if we were three guys actually having an issue with women's weight, like we wouldn't be laughing about it. It would be like a serious conversation, or kind of like a behind closed doors conversation about we like three kind of misogynistic guys.
But then here's the argument, like the counter argument to that is like, but for instance, using a discriminatory word, you might not be racist yourself,
Yep.
but you'll use these words that are discriminatory.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I
and
guess,
there's words like
would it be like fat shaming? I'm guessing.
I
No,
guess
I don't think it was fashion. I think it was just the absurdity of it because we were talking about the list, right?
Yeah.
It's to fuck. Is it you mean? It's to have sex with like a woman over 80 kilos, right?
Has Big
And-
corrected himself. He's like,
An animal
no, he goes,
woman.
no, he goes,
big,
he goes, because we're talking about the list, and it was talking about having sex with an 80-kilo woman.
Trying to be nice here.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, we all know that it's a joke of a list, right? Because there were high school boys made that list.
Oh, going
right?
back to the list, that list wasn't a joke. They were the misogynists that I guess we're painted to be. We're the ones laughing about it. Those boys were kind of being edgy and really testing how far their, I guess, devilish beliefs go.
But I do believe that the one who made it as a joke, though.
I don't think they made it as a joke. I think
That's
they
I
made
think
it as
that's
a
beside
test.
the point, though.
Yeah,
because
it
we're
is.
going
It
back
is.
because that's what we're talking about on the episode. I thought that it was a joke. I don't actually think it is a joke now. I'm like, all right. I
Oh,
think
right. So you changed your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I told so many people, and everyone was like, no, you're wrong.
Yes.
It's
Because
not
the
a joke.
thing is, if you know Shore Boys, if you know that community
Yeah.
or that kind of group of people.
And that, yeah, I mean, I guess it definitely bears water in saying, like, exactly what you said. Like, if we did have an issue with it, it'd be a lot more obvious.
it would be like we wouldn't be sitting here joking and laughing about it and kind of finding humor in it. Because I guess it's just like the joke we made earlier about denying the Holocaust.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's so absurd.
But
We actually did believe that, we wouldn't be sitting here on a podcast laughing about it. Would be up in our rooms on 8chan blogging about it and writing like a 10-page essay on why it's
That's
actually
very true. But,
which I'll be doing later tonight, but that's besides the point.
but at the end of the day, my friends that did listen to it were offended.
Yeah.
So we're doing... I don't necessarily think that these are easy people to get under their skin
Yeah.
or whatever. And I mean, I guess that the most absurd thing to me was like hearing it back from them. And it wasn't confrontational, it was just bringing it to my
They were just like,
awareness.
hey, Jackson, just letting you know I was offended by you guys, your takes during that episode.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I guess the crazy thing was like they know me and they know my nature. They know I'm not trying to be like that. So I think it's like an ignorance thing. And the thing is, I didn't even... Maybe this speaks to the ignorance. I didn't even know that that was a problem. When we were joking about it, I didn't think anyone would get offended by that.
Oh, it's everything we usually touch on is pretty problematic.
That's what these guys said before that as well, before we started recording this pod.
Yeah. Because I know that the intention is to offend, and the intention is to kind of bring up racy subjects and bring up topics that you shouldn't necessarily be touching on.
I think as well,
So that's
man,
the goal.
we're called the Sausage Boys.
Yeah.
And the reason we named it that is because we are silly sausages. That's
Yeah.
all it's meant to be. Is
Oh,
that everything,
really?
everything that we bring
Because
up.
we're
is just-
we're referencing women over 80 kilos fingers. Because they look like sausages.
I mean, this
That's
is so it's so funny. That
Yeah.
like what you just saying that that's hilarious. But now I feel weird because I'm like I don't want these people who I actually care about
Yeah.
to feel upset.
Mm.
Just such a weird feeling, and I'm like, what do I get bummed out about if I'm listening to a comedian?
It's such a good topic. This is a very, very important
Yeah.
topic,
But like,
It is.
the thing is like, you know what? Let's go deeper, right?
though.
Woman has always been, made fun by the weight. But if you say a man is fat, nobody cares, man. Like,
Yeah, no
man's-
one
a man
cares.
can be as fat as they want. and
Everyone's laughing.
No one bats an eye because that bod is a thing, right? And you know what? Like, it just, I think because women are much intelligent than us. They care so much about those things. Man, we are simple beings. We can sit down watch other people playing football and we can be happy about it.
I think
You know?
in like society, kind of like in a misogynistic viewpoint, like just how society's built up, an overweight man can still really have his pick of most of the women for like a relationship, while it never seems to be the other way around. Like an overweight woman usually is viewed as lesser than. An overweight man's usually viewed as somewhat like powerful, rich, successful.
Exactly.
And I think that again speaks to what you were saying about like if we did take issue with it, we wouldn't be joking about it. It'd be like a serious thing. But we'll like after the fact, this has rattled me. Like
Yeah,
in
no,
a,
it's-
in a
yeah, of
big
course.
way because I'm like, yeah, it just sucks. Like wanting to make the joke, but we haven't done it in a way that's like accessible enough or something like that.
I guess sometimes with like offensive humor, if it isn't funny enough, you're not really going to get away with it. It's kind of like how I was mentioning, like a Louis joke using the N-word.
Yeah,
It's funny enough.
yeah,
It has to usually be funny enough for the comedian to be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
And that's why Louis can get away with like an N-word joke and no one really questions it because it's funny enough. But I guess if you have some open micer trying to do it, like if someone like a Mark Random tried to do it, it probably wouldn't go off as well.
yeah, yeah. And I guess I was saying that to the boys as well before we started recording. Was like how you've got like a basketball player and they're like practicing and they'll take like 1 million shots in the gym before
I thought you were saying, you've got a basketball player on the podcast in reference to me.
I meant big actually.
And
the
I
tracksuit.
do like to play basketball, so what? I like fried chicken. What, is that a crime? Is that a crime? I like to dance. Ooh.
Yeah,
Look at
you know what?
this.
I just found out what I don't like about you. Now that you mention it, yeah.
I love me some white women. In particular, ones over 80 kilos. I like them BBWs. I ain't got a problem with it.
Ooh, you know what?
I like the
I like them pogs.
gonna get in my squats.
Wait, what is BBW?
Big beautiful women.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or big-bodied women.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Big body.
Yeah.
Right. How do
But
we
yeah.
go, how do we go? Well, I guess the problem is like, oh, here's what I was reading
go
about. It
back
was just
to
saying like there's a thing called body
Body shaming?
body disenchantment or something like that, and it just means like to be upset with one's own kind of whatever. And here's where the ignorance comes into
Yeah.
it, is because I'm joking about it, but I didn't even know that's a thing that people really face.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm, no matter the fact that it is a joke, I'm saying stuff that has played a role in like these people's life.
The thing is kind of, I guess when you do make the joke of it, you're aware of it. It's like when you make kind of a anti-black joke, you're aware of like what it's actually like for black people in America, or black people kind of what they've faced throughout history, or even kind of like denying the Holocaust. You make that joke knowing
Yeah.
the intention behind it, where it's like generations and generations have been affected by this thing.
Yeah.
And you're just going to kind of literally mock it. But I feel that's part of, I guess the joke is almost like a critique. It's almost like bringing awareness to this real problem. And I guess when we do make jokes about like the 80-kilo woman,
Yeah.
we're mocking the idea of misogynistic viewpoints and something that is a real issue in society. But it's kind of like
Exactly.
bringing that to the surface. It was like, hey, this is so funny that this is actually a real issue.
This is
And I
so,
feel that that's-
wait, what's that?
yeah.
This is so funny.
Oh, this is
yeah,
so,
pointing
this
out
is,
the
this is so
absurdity.
funny, but this is a real issue.
But
And we're
then-
kind of bringing it to the surface. It's like, oh, do you know
Yeah.
guys actually feel this way? It's
and
kind
then
of like when
pointing
you
out
try
the
to be...
absurdity in that and being like, how ridiculous is that? But I guess, we've got the irony built into it. I've probably said that a million times on the pod
Yeah.
already, but like, we create these jokes, the irony's built into it, and that's what's funny about it. But then just doing something wrong where it's being missed, and it's like, oh, that's not like,
Yeah, if
I don't
something's
find
being
that funny.
missed.
That's mean. Like, that hurts my feelings. And
Yeah.
it's like,
But I feel
'cause
that's the thing. Like the best comedians out there, who I feel like the Louis C.K.'s and the Dave Chappelle's,
Yeah.
who for the most part execute it perfectly, get the most critique. And the issue is, and I think a lot of comedians want to point out, is that the audience are missing the whole purpose of this. They're kind of misreading the situation. No, he doesn't actually believe that. He's making a joke about that. It's kind of like the joke going over people's heads.
and in that situation,
I feel that sometimes the audience or the viewer has got the wrong idea or doesn't really get where the comedian is coming from.
and that's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, we are the ones with the microphones.
Yes.
And they are just listening. So that's why I'm like, well, I'm not blaming this person for getting offended by it, because I didn't craft that in a way well enough to be digested easy and have the people who were like, maybe like felt the consequences of that system. Like, for instance, we're talking about how like these like people who are overweight and feeling like the brunt of that. And then we're joking about that without thinking.
But I think me personally, I am thinking. I am kind of taking into account that this is a real issue. There are people that really feel this way. This is a real issue with society as a whole.
But that's the
that this
thing.
actually
I felt like
exists.
we all had that in the room as well.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously.
It's like we're not going out for dinner or going out
Yeah.
to talk after the podcast and being like, yeah, man, really, what's up with these women over 80 kilos?
And I
Like,
feel like the people that are even around me and know me should know, and they do know
Mm.
to an extent, and then they listen to that and they're like, oh, that made me upset. And
Mm.
I'm like, well, shit, dog. Like,
because I think the fact
Shit,
that you're
dog.
making a joke about it, for the most part, usually means you feel the opposite.
or is it that these people shouldn't listen?
No, they have every right to listen.
They have
you
every
know?
right to
Yeah.
listen, but like, what do I do?
I
Yeah,
guess
but-
the thing is, people who would find offense at a lot of jokes aren't usually the proper audience for challenging or racy humor. Like they wouldn't be the type of people who you would introduce to like the comedic stylings of Louis C.K. or Dave Attell or like some of Chappelle's specials or Legion of Skanks
Yeah.
or Come Town, like a bunch of these figureheads and
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
But I guess I really find it important just to kind of get the message out there that probably the majority, close to like 95% at least, of edgy comedians don't agree with the things they're saying. They're only saying it to highlight its absurdity.
I think that's a good point. I don't agree with the thing that I say. All the jokes that I made, like this, is so absurd. I don't even agree with it, but that's why it's so funny to me.
I know.
We keep using that word absurd as well. That's what we're trying to actually get across, is that this whole thing is just silly
Yes.
and dumb and should be taken.
I mean, come on, man.
Like,
Like,
come on,
we are the Sausage Boys. It's literally named after the Sausage Fest. It's about dick jokes,
Yeah.
I
We're
think,
3 homosexual men
Yeah.
who go to
Who
certain
like
events.
who like sausages and
Yeah.
dicks and penises.
Yeah, it just sucks because I thought it was only the people that wanted to find offense with shit will find offense with it. But then going from people who are not like that and just were offended by it, I'm just like, man, have you copped any flack from anyone?
Yeah, I guess certain people have been like, oh, wow, this is...
Oh wow.
This is hard. This is kind of... Or at least probably one critique
My friend
was...
listened oh, Jackson, I listened to the pod. I didn't know you were racist. Started inviting me over to his house and stuff after that. Really nice
Take
guy.
this Fred Perry. Let's go to a Proud Boy meeting. There's one in Newtown, actually. It's having just outside of Enmore.
Sorry, I think you were going to say about...
Oh, yeah, I guess one critique I had was like, oh, yeah, no, it's funny when you talk about the whole child molestation, pedophile stuff, but you keep on bringing it up. It's almost beyond funny. It seems just creepy. That's
Well, last week...
So I told
Last week was a doozy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you weren't there for that, but...
I think it was all because of the Stephen King. I mean, it was not us. It was Stephen King, man.
So what? We might
Michael Jackson.
indulge in children every now and then. I guess we shouldn't be bringing it up on the pod. Our experiences with kids.
Yeah.
We should save it just for after the pod. We'll have before the pod and after the pod. As soon as this camera is off, we're going to be degrading women to such an extent in our private conversations. We're going to be going into explicit conversations about things we'll do to kids.
And that's the crazy...
And we'll be dropping a few N-bombs.
That's the crazy thing. We're talking about it literally on the pod. We know that we're on the pod. We know we've got microphones in our hands and that we're saying this in a way that it's like, this is a joke.
Because I guess my perspective is everything that I do say on the pod, I can back it up. I'm willing to fight for it. And I would love to have a conversation
Like the
with
Holocaust
anyone that
thing?
does have an...
It's not goddamn real.
It's not real, man.
Jesus.
Me too.
Come
I just
on.
don't want to continually hurt people, though. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've decided rebranding. We're
Yeah.
going to be called the Three Gentlemen.
And we are not funny.
Actually, no.
We're not going to make jokes.
The three human beings, and we're just going to talk about our experience on Earth.
What about, do you know John Mulaney?
Yes.
No.
Comedian?
Mm.
He's a master.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And for some
Right.
reason, he can just... He's not...
He's inoffensive, but in kind of
craft.
whimsical enough to kind
Yeah.
of touch on touchy subjects without offending anyone.
subjects.
Subjects.
It's like when if people feel upset by something we're talking about.
I would call them subjects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, boo-hoo. You touched on some subjects.
No, you're living in a subjective reality. None of that actually hurts anyone's feelings except yours. Except for yours.
The Holocaust is subjective.
The Holocaust.
That's the thing.
So what, you're Jews? We don't care.
We don't care, honestly. Yeah, but John Mulaney.
Oh yeah, he can just he's hilarious without ever punching down. And I'm like, are we punching down? Is that what we're doing? We're just punching down all the time?
I guess he punch down on Catholicism
Oh,
and his own Catholic
Maybe.
upbringing. He goes against the church. I have a feeling probably a few hundred years ago, John Mulaney would have been crucified, literally crucified for speaking out against the church. But now there are certain things, I guess, in the public that are kind of socially acceptable to kind of punch down on, and one of those is pedophilia. Pedophile jokes are completely fine.
Yeah, but then the victims is who we could hurt.
Oh yeah, the victims could definitely be hurt, but I feel kind of on a mainstream level.
I feel kind of like, get over it.
Yeah, it happened. So what?
I feel terrible about myself right now. I feel like a mean person. And I don't want to feel that way.
With the mean boys.
With the mean boys, yeah.
But yeah, I feel there's certain subjects that are touchier than others.
Yeah.
And I feel the stuff that John Mulaney, and I guess a lot of comedians like him, touch on a edgy thing. Yeah, and children. But there's certain topics that you can kind of discuss. You can bash religion, you can talk about pedophilia, and you can, I guess, bash men, and you can just...
The thing is, like, bashing men is not funny because man does not get offended. It's
Oh, so
you know what I mean?
think the offense creates the funny?
Yeah, because we
Oh,
know that
you're
it's
right.
wrong. You know what I mean? Like sometimes having sex in public, right? You know that it's wrong, but that's why I feel so good because
A kid
deep
might
down,
come watch and be confused and scarred. Kind of.
yeah, and having your neighbors watching, you know that it's wrong, but
Yeah.
it just feels good.
That's why I feel so good.
Oh yeah,
But I
Yeah.
think, yeah, safe things. Like, I guess if we were all to sit down and do a John Mulaney type set,
Yeah.
we'll feel pretty safe, and it's not going to feel like we're bring any challenging ideas to the table.
I don't think we have brought any challenging ideas to the table.
I think everything we talk about is challenging.
really.
Yeah, and we'll at least be challenging. I think it should be challenging. I don't want it to be straight out offensive. I want it to be...
I do.
I want it to start some kind of
I do.
some kind of a, I don't know, like a dialogue. It's like, oh, they're actually bringing something to the attention that's like,
Yeah,
quite
Jackson's being a
interesting.
simp. You heard that?
I am.
He's being a simp.
I'm being a full-on simp right now. That's what I felt like. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I'm being like...
Me and Big are going to start a racist podcast next week. So...
Just against white people.
just-
Now that Jackson is out of here, me and Kate have something to say.
It's going to be called Under 80, and we're going to be spending the whole podcast bashing, weight shaming, and bashing women over 80 kilos. So if you want to tune into that, it will
Yeah.
be premiering and it'll be dropping on Thursday nights. So
Just to put a pin in it, tie it all together
Yeah.
and whatnot. Just final thoughts.
final thoughts is, yeah, no, I think it's good. It's good that the issue's been brought up. I think it's definitely an issue that I love to talk about. I love to kind of dive deep into.
Yeah.
I guess certain people did feel that way. I'd love to even have a conversation or kind of have some sort of a back and forth because I find it intriguing
Yeah, you know what? I think
because I do understand.
our podcast is like shit in a driveway, right? People walking by when it's not their house, they're like, "Oh, that shit is funny." But the dude who actually lived there, we're like, "Fuck."
You're
You
right.
know what I
That
mean?
is so
That is
good.
spot on.
Yeah.
That's completely spot on. And until it comes round to you, like all the jokes are funny until it's your turn.
Yeah.
But you know what else is funny? Like someone literally shat in our alleyway around here.
Yeah.
And my friend Silky trod in it, and there was like, it was funny. It was funny to like laugh at him.
For everyone else, but not for him when he had
Well, he was just
doo-doo.
Devo. He just felt defeated. And
You
then,
called him doo-doo shoes for the rest of the day, and he didn't find that funny at all.
Yeah.
And you still call him DDS.
I walked,
Hey, yo,
In-
doo-doo shoes, get over here, man.
and then that was like a couple weeks ago. I got cleaned up and everything
Get
like
over
that.
here, fool.
And then I
But you
walked
got
out.
cleaned up.
I walked out the other day and I trod in another one. Another one.
Jesus,
Someone dropped a
man.
doo-doo.
Go.
And I was just laughing at myself in that situation. I was just like, how funny is that? Like, I just trod in that. Of course I was Devo about it. I was just like, I just trod in shit. Human shit, human feces. I trod in it.
Yeah, what? So weird, man. Like, why is your alleyways the go-to spot?
Oh, it's perfect for shits.
Well,
You're going to tell me it's not?
You've got the toilet there. That's also like a...
Why don't you take down that sign that says, please poo here?
Why don't you take that sign next to it that says, we'll pay you $50 if you do it?
Yeah. I guess final thoughts
And
is...
the German man who's really into scat porn, who has his meetings there on Tuesday afternoons. So,
final thoughts is that it's a joke. We were joking. We were trying to joke.
yeah, we weren't joking. We actually feel that way, and I've got a few essays online about why women over 80 kilos aren't women.
Don't you remember we were talking about off the pod? We said we are gonna lie and say that we didn't actually mean that.
Yeah, no. We apologise. We don't mean any of that stuff. No, of course not. Of course not.
No, I don't know. We're gonna continue doing the same kind of thing. It's hilarious. I love it. I just don't want to.
Yeah, I guess, just like a disclaimer, like we are literally shits on a driveway. It could be anybody's driveway.
And maybe
know
if you
what I mean?
are a woman over 80 kilos, this isn't for you. That's my final statement. Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I'm struggling. All right. Well, let's move on. That's enough on that topic for now. We'll,
No. Something wrong with them, man. How about a gym membership? How about you put down the Krispy Kremes? How about you pick up the broccoli? How about that? How about you start going out for walks? There's a great Kill Tony episode where a woman gets fat shamed on stage for 10 minutes.
That sounds hilarious.
Sounds absolutely hilarious. If you did want to look that up, Kill Tony fat shaming. But that's a fascinating one. That's where they're going over the line because they're doing it to someone's face. I guess we are doing it behind. Not even really behind people's backs.
No, we're doing it literally right here with mics in our hands.
Yeah. But I guess in that instance where it was a show, there was a woman on stage and 5 men made fun of her weight for 10 minutes under the guise of comedy.
How'd she take it?
And she ended up leaving and crying.
She ended up killing herself.
She ended up killing herself. But it was reported that she went off crying in the bathroom right after that event had taken place. And I was like, oh gosh, I felt really sad. Because I was like, I know that was all a joke, but she actually took it seriously.
Well, it's like getting grilled at school. You just pass it back and forth. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
We've spent enough time on it. Maybe we can touch on it in future. You brought something up, Shooter Williams.
Yes, a Shooter Williamson.
Wait,
do you know Luce's Aussie bloke?
No.
What happened?
So he's just like where's he from? Like Adelaide or something?
I think Adelaide, yeah.
He's just like a comic. He does skits. But it started with Luce's Aussie bloke. And he was just the loosest Aussie bloke.
He went off.
Hilarious. He was hilarious.
I think he went off at an audience member at a show. I think he's... what was it? I think the audience member, this young guy, I think his parents had died. And Shooter's like, oh, I'm glad your parents had died so they wouldn't see kind of what you'd become today. Something along those lines. And then everyone starts booing him. And
pulled a full-on Kramer.
Yeah, he pulled a full-on Kramer. Full-on, like, doubling down, not even being funny at all.
Yeah.
And there's, like, screaming at him. And then I think the audience start throwing things at him. Like, throwing things. He's just, like, screaming, doing it back and forth. He, like, gets up the chair and he's like...
Really?
Yeah, ready to fight anyone. But apparently that's happened in the past, where he antagonized an audience member into fighting him.
So he's been cancelled? He's no more?
I don't even know if he's... I think the fact that it's happened in the past, I don't even know about that. I think he might have the A-OK, but I think the big thing is, it looks like he was under the influence of probably meth. Something in that area. But everyone's basically just saying he needs to get help. Like,
Should we watch some of the video?
Yeah, we can watch
You got the video?
Oh, imagine if he pulls up and that guy blowing his head off again. Jesus Christ, man.
Just a woman over 80 kilos.
You know what?
Is
That night, I went back. I kept thinking about it, bro.
my internet going to work here?
How's after that? I ended up going on this website called Chaotic, and I watched just hectic videos for like an hour.
Really?
Wait,
Yeah.
what type?
Really?
Yeah.
What kind?
At night?
No, I think it was in the middle of the day, which is kind of even worse.
No, it's fine during the middle of the day.
I don't know why. I was just like,
But what kind, though? What kind of video?
people jumping off buildings, just getting decapitated.
Really?
Yeah, there was this one guy who was riding a bike and just like T-boned this car, and you see his head fly off in the helmet.
Jeez.
Oh,
The whole thing was just so much.
So you've been going pretty full on.
Well, that was only after that. That
Oh,
was-
here we go.
All right. All right. Oh my God. He's going hard. He's not joking. So we're watching this. Oh, you got the mic there. Nice. Oh my god, yeah, he does not look well.
Is he making the show, guys? Is this going really great? Get the fuck out, cunt. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out, you stupid cunt. Walk the fuck away, cunt. Walk the fuck away, cunt. Walk the fuck away, cunt.
Yeah, he does not look good.
Wow.
Get the fuck out.
It's kind of very sad.
What makes you think he does look like he's on drugs, but is
Yes.
that all it is? People just think that he just looks that way?
No, acting that way, and I think maybe some close sources were commenting on the issue as well, saying he does have an addiction issue,
Right.
and he does need help, and I guess he hasn't been in a good place off stage as well.
God, that's sad to watch.
Yeah, really sad to watch.
That sucks because he was such a big part. Like I remember watching so many of his. I actually spent the other day. I was getting around some of his old stuff, and
Yeah.
there were no comments or anything like that. I was just like, "This is hilarious. This is so good." Yeah, funny
Like,
dude.
Straight up some of the, and it's almost like he plays this character so much. He plays kind of like this junky
I gotta wash my hand.
character so often. Come on, man, we got coronavirus. You gotta be washing them hands.
Yeah, better pick up the microphone first.
But he plays that type of character, and it's almost like, off first glance, it's like, oh, is he method acting?
He is.
Oh, is this like a funny
acting.
character?
Meth OD acting.
Yeah. But that's kind of the first thing, and it's funny that he played that character so much, and it's almost hard to see him actually turn into that guy, because he does play this bogan, this kind of Darrow character.
Yeah, and like I've seen bits where like he's come up with a sketch where there's just someone there, like under a bridge or something like that.
Yeah.
And he just walks up and he's like, "Hey mate, are you the guy selling Eckies?" And like walks up to the guy, and the guy's just like, "Come on, man, be quiet about it." He's like, No, I'm just after some Eckies. Are you the guy selling Eckies?" And like the whole bit is he's so much of his shit is just about like drugs. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird to see.
I guess it
something.
came from somewhat of a real place then.
Maybe, but he didn't seem like angry like that. I've never.
I know, I've never seen him, and I think I saw him in LA interviewing actors for a brief period, and he seemed so normal and so kind of casual, and like he even dropped the thick accent as well. He's just like, "Hey, how you going?"
Right.
But he's kind of got this thick Darrow accent
Yeah.
that he's almost like put on,
Yeah.
that I think a lot of junkies adopt.
Okay.
I guess it's like a means to intimidate certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just sad. It's just sad.
That's just sad to see, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
someone's kind of going down that path.
Yeah.
And just falling apart.
But on a good note, what about the...
He has lost a lot of weight.
Unlike some people. Some people have almost subscribed them to go on a diet of meth. Lose a few calories.
Are you going to say?
Oh, yeah, but have you heard about the Uyghur in China?
No.
That Muslim group?
No.
Right.
Oh, okay,
Basically, they have a concentration camp.
Yeah. So basically, China doesn't like. So basically, the policy with China, right? They wanna put everything under one roof. So one religion, one government. That's it. So you have another. So there's like a group of like whole area, right there, and they are like Muslim people.
Yeah, I think they're like a tribal, an offset, like the Uyghur people who fall under.
Yeah, which
this
is
group,
alright,
yeah.
you know, but China put them into a what do you call it?
They started rounding them up and basically have formed somewhat of a concentration camp.
Yeah, a brainwash. So they basically teach them to forget about Muslim and
it's a
re-education.
camp. And if you look online, you see like I think they've got some sneaky photos where it looks wild. They're all just like in basically the same sort of garments, very similar to like striped pajamas,
fucked,
all
man.
like in lines at this re-education camp,
What?
like with barbed wires.
Yeah,
How is that
around
going
it.
on today?
That's the
bro,
crazy
the thing is,
thing.
like, man, we with China, right? They are ruthless. The government are ruthless.
And it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of what I would expect. They're not wanting anyone to really... They're not really big on religion. They're not really big on certain social medias. They like to have control of the people.
Yeah, they have control over everything. That's their whole ideology. One roof, one religion, one government. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't get a second voice.
Exactly. You're either going to be with us or against us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Like, they're not really a funny people. But I didn't realize how hilarious they were.
Until they started doing something like this.
until I found out recently that they've started forcing the inmates to drink beer.
What?
Yes. Forcing them to drink alcohol.
And they're
This
Islamic, they don't want to drink.
Yeah, they can't drink. And they're forcing them to drink beers. I think this has surfaced, which is pretty hilarious.
That's a lot more than that, though.
But still, that is pretty funny.
They're also making them like...
There's literally like schooners. And I think drink beer all the time, and I think eat pork,
Yeah.
which is going against.
It doesn't sound like
Islam.
re-education. It just sounds like...
It sounds like a chill time.
re-education. Those things are bad. No, and I'm going to teach you that they're not. Just drink. Just drink it all.
Yeah, so they've set up basically bars.
I don't
bars.
like hops.
Oh, man.
So they've set up bars. They've got like the footy playing, and they're forcing these inmates to go to the bar and drink alcohol and have
And also
Premarital.
Yeah.
yeah.
Premarital
Intercourse.
sex.
And then
yeah.
they've also got I think at night they've got art classes where all the inmates are forced to draw Muhammad.
Are you kidding
No.
me? That's crazy.
But yeah,
Are they drinking beer?
they're drinking beer
And
eating
also-
pork?
and eating
And
pork.
I think also
Why?
they
to go into like almost like as a form of torture.
But how are they able to even do that?
oh
the,
man
the government is so powerful.
force
Oh,
they-
it's literally a concentration camp.
yeah they have
It's not even
armies
like
and
there's
weapons.
no kind of questioning it.
Yeah, and if
Like
you don't,
there's been questions like they've just been straight up killing.
yeah, if you
people
don't play along, man, they take you out to the yard and whip, like literally, like you have no other choice, and they will put you in school. You know what? They the Muslim group, they have a different set of languages as well. How they put them in school, they make them learn Chinese and sing Chinese songs and dress in Chinese traditional clothes. Literally wash away the whole history of, like
Yeah.
an area. Literally, like
So how long have these Islamic groups?
I guess they've just been in this area probably for hundreds and
Yeah,
hundreds of
yeah.
years. And I guess just now
Yeah.
they're having a real crackdown. It's like, yeah, no, we're not having any of that. Like, I think they're outlawed, like Christianity. They're outlawed a
Yeah.
bunch of things in
What's the
mainland
what do they
China.
bring into the table that's problematic for the government?
no, they just don't like that. They don't like people.
Religion goes against, I guess, progression. There is a big idea that having religious ideologies does
No.
go against progression of a society.
It's not even that. They do have a religion that is Buddhism, and
Are you sure they have an outlawed Buddhism
no,
as well?
No, only the extreme.
Right.
You can still go to temple. You
Oh,
can
really?
still pray, but not to the extreme. Like
It's
So-
probably very regulated. Like, you can't spend
Yeah.
too much time there.
Yeah.
But what's the problem with that though? They're like, we're trying to be progressive and religion isn't helping that. So as
Yeah.
a government, we're going to overthrow that.
Yeah. You think that's fine?
I'm learning about all this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know any of that. That's
yeah,
Mm.
it's hectic, man. It's hectic.
So what we've learned is Jackson's very pro-women, but he's very anti-Islam. And he's fine for this concentration
Let me just make
camp
this
to
clear.
occur.
I did not say that I am pro women. We're back, baby.
That's a boy, Jacob. Woo!
Woo, here we go.
Let's
do it.
That's my boy.
Now what we need in Australia is
High fives.
we need a concentration camp for women. And they got to exercise.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to call it the under 80 program. And you don't get to join. You're forced. We're going to go in the street. Whole bunch of nice, straight white men are going to kidnap women.
It's called curves, says Noah.
So you heard that. That was Noah. But
Let me
yeah.
just make that clear. It was Noah who
There
said
was Noah that
that.
came up with these ideas.
We're actually reading everything we say off a teleprompter. Noah
This is yeah, we're getting
Noah
the
scripts
okay.
it.
Before we say anything, we have to look at Noah and see if he gives us the okay. So
Yeah, he
So
really.
far, he's just had his thumbs
Yeah.
up, nodding the whole
Yeah.
time.
yes, keep going. He's been saying exactly that. So yeah, this camp for women. I'm down for it.
How do we get it happening though?
Force.
We're gonna need some very big vans. Very big vans. different than the Muslims who are very into Ramadan and fasting and staying at a humble weight. You can get them in like a car, basically. You just like grab them. But with these women, we're gonna have a bit of a. Yeah, I was thinking maybe some blue cattle dogs. The
I reckon
ones
maybe
that,
we could round
up
them.
cows.
We could round them up.
We'll just have, and that's the thing. The blue cattle dogs have been trained. Let us go at the ankles, and we'll be rounding up the women, and we'll get them into.
I've got a cattle dog.
And actually, to keep track of them, we put a tag on the ears.
And we'll milk them as well. So we'll be having fresh milk going.
Just round them up with a trail of breadcrumbs.
Man, really, this sound like Mad Max. Hey.
And we'll end up. How about we? And the ones that don't abide to the rules, we eat them. We put them in the slaughterhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? I think there was a scene in Mad Max where
Again,
they
Noah,
do
we have
the-
to get the okay. That sounds extremely Mad Maxy.
Yeah, I think there was a scene when there's like a farm where they just tons of like women in there with like the tits being
Really?
sucked. Yeah. Yeah, few,
What?
bro.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
God.
because
I
milk.
think I might want to look this up.
Because milk was like a it's like oil for them. Milk, especially mother's milk. So instead of having like cows and like stuff, they use woman. They had,
Everyone would drink it, would they?
yeah, and would be like only like kings and queen can drink it.
Wow.
Yeah. literally.
Doesn't breast milk taste really intense?
Yeah. I don't know.
I've never. I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it sounds really. I don't know. But, no, I haven't.
Oh,
Yeah,
what about?
no.
Did you know like say like if you just had a baby, right? And then what's it called? Like you can lactate into like a bottle. There's like
Yeah.
milkers, so you can have like milk reserves. But when you like heat it up or whatever, you're meant to like taste it to see if it's fine
It's
beforehand.
meant to taste it.
Or the man,
Oh, right.
or whoever is like raising that child.
I ain't tasting that.
Oh, okay. Well, my sauce might just be a creep then.
So basically, you got to drink a glass yourself to know if it's good or not.
He's got him a star. It's just driven down. We're
It's a
gonna
bit
need
too
more milk,
cold.
baby.
It's a bit too cold.
The baby's been dead for a week. Just drinking the milk. Just go crazy from drinking the milk. I'm sure it must be really good.
Don't forget about that baby. I'm enjoying this.
Actually, man,
Keep it
like I just remember. So back in the days, like way back in like the 1950s, 1920s, back in Vietnam, right? There are like there are women who literally sell the breast milk
Right.
to like so. There are a lot of they call it the landlord, right? The landlord. So yeah, the mother gave
Oh, I
birth.
don't have my rent.
The mother gave birth to like a child, but she doesn't want to spend time, with the kid. They'll literally hire a woman to breastfeed the child with her own breast milk.
Wow.
And they would only choose the woman that only
It's
just
unattractive.
had- just
the
had
husband
child.
isn't attracted to, so there are always women over 80 kilos. So you'd get an overweight woman, because the husband wouldn't be attracted to her, and should be in the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the same thing?
Yeah. Wet nurse.
Oh wow.
I was thinking, yeah, this is just such a good idea. Yeah,
It works.
it's just a thing.
But it just
It wouldn't not work.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
yeah. Wait. So wet nurse is a thing.
Yeah, they do it.
Really?
No one's getting forced to though.
Oh, okay. Well, back then they were forced to.
Are there men that go see wet nurses?
Probably.
Not me.
Probably.
Not me. Of course not. Like, I haven't come across that subgenre or...
Just drinking women's milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not porn, says Noah.
Well, I think it is.
It could be.
Smiling and nodding.
I'm going to go see one right now.
You know, I don't think breast milk are sexy though.
Some
Hey.
people would find it, I think. Definitely.
I don't know.
Imagine if your wife just gave birth and then you just having sex and then you just like suck a nipple, a little bit of milk comes out.
Ugh.
What's it taste like? It's very bitter, isn't it? Sour?
I have no idea, man. But I imagine.
Should we get some?
I imagine it would taste like cum.
I reckon maybe we should get some. Just see what it tastes like.
I think if you search on Facebook, there would be like people who are having too much milk. Like, because I know there are some women who would have an excessive amount of breast milk, and there are women who likes of it.
So how do we
And
find these women?
on Facebook group? I think there should be like I think there is like Facebook group for like moms. You know.
The only thing I've found is the like best description is it tastes like heavily sweetened almond milk.
Okay, so
Oh, I
Noah
can
just looked
imagine
it
that.
up. Breast
Yeah.
milk tastes like heavily sweetened almond milk.
And almond milk's already sweet as is.
So it's extra sweet.
So did we miss my joke about the Migos having a song called Wet Nurse, and they're all in nurses' outfits with a whole bunch of jewelry on?
Drip.
Drip. We wet nursing. Wet nursing.
Just covered in
Hey.
milk.
Look at my breast. Hey, you see it wet? Hey,
It's wet. Yeah.
nurse.
Got the
Oh,
protect. Breast milk on it. It's wet.
oh yeah, mama.
Mama, come over here.
Drinking the milk at the titties. Titties.
And the baby would come in. Yeah. I don't know what the yeah.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
Boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
What about that?
The wet milk.
The baby song, and he's got that part, and he's like, "The baby, when you gonna switch the flow up? I thought you never asked." And then just keeps doing the same flow.
But, man, he was good in a few songs, but then every song just kind of sound like that good song, you know? It's like, man.
Because like we get you're a baby, but you don't have to keep talking about having a wet nurse and breastfeeding
Yeah.
all the time and having your nappy changed.
Like he's just like riding the Migos coattails a little bit. I think.
Yeah, I know. Like we don't have to. You keep talking about your dirty diaper. You keep talking about sucking on your dummy. You keep talking about he's crying and screaming in some of the songs. Like we get it. You're called the baby. It's a funny kind of play.
You know how like music labels will like pick up small like young children to
Have
like,
sex with.
and like Justin Bieber for instance.
Right back into it.
Yes. Haven't skipped a beat. So having sex with children. I thought of the funniest idea of just like.
So I was having sex with a child the other day, and
There's
I got
there's
this
just
idea.
a band out there, like just an indie band that starts, and they're just called Sex with Children. It's like, hey guys, we're Sex with Children. We're gonna be performing at the MO next week. We're opening up for Kings of Leon.
And imagine they're selling like millions of records.
Millions. It's like, oh, have you heard the new Sex with Children?
Yeah.
no,
That's a cool band
It's
name.
a really cool band name. It's just called Sex with Children.
Like, you know what? And people will be listening to it, and they would not tell their parents. Like,
I know.
What are you listening to?
What's she listening to? Oh, this song's catchy,
yeah.
sweetie. James, what's this song called? Who's these guys?
Sex
they're,
with children.
they're called
They're called
intercourse with infant.
yeah,
What?
intercourse with infants.
Sex babies.
But could that fly? Just a group being called Sex with Children?
I think they could.
Maybe. I mean, I'd listen to it if they had slaps.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Would you go to see them? Would you go into a building that says Sex with Children in it? That's the real question. Would you
Try and
go
keep me
into
out
that
there.
building?
No doubt.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Just get in the room like, so with all this goddamn music.
Yo, these ain't children. You're some grown ass man. Have you seen that video of like the dwarf?
I cancelled my wet nurse for this.
There's no children, so there's no sex either.
Yo, that's a grown ass man.
Seen what?
There's a video of this bus driver, and there's a dwarf in a pram, and this bus driver's kind of fighting with this baby in a pram to what it seems like for everyone else, and he kind of throws the pram outside of the bus, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing? What are you doing?" Like he's just thrown a baby, and then this dwarf comes out, and someone's like, "That ain't a baby, that's a grown ass man." It says this dwarf and just walks away.
So it must have been a.
You know what? I think last week, right? I was driving down Parramatta Road. It was like these short guys, like dwarfism.
So you're thinking it's a kid. You're ready to slip by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think it was a kid. I was
You're like, okay, cancel plans for tonight. I've got one.
You're a big boy, ain't you?
You're a big boy, ain't you? I like them big dude.
And you know what?
Ain't no problem with that. That's a cushion for the bushing. You
Yeah.
a big boy, ain't you?
he was standing on the divider of two lanes, right? And I was like, Jesus Christ, what this kid doing there? I was gonna come up and like, hey, did you
Yeah, when you're like, are you
didn't
okay?
find your mommy. You know what I mean? And man, I was so close.
should
eh?
have.
You stop up and you're like, hey, wait, that ain't a baby. That's a grown ass man. Let's drive off.
Wait, hold up, that's a grown ass man.
Yo, that ain't a baby. That's a grown ass man. I want to say that so badly. But yeah, you go to a sex with children.
You're lucky, son. You nearly just got abused.
And I like him too. I like him a little big too.
And you know what would be fucked up? He's like, you know what? Do you want it?
Shave that beard. We got a deal.
Yeah, we got a deal.
Shave that beard. I'll
Hey,
get
look.
myself the Men in Black treatment. I didn't hear what you just said. Anyway, little boy, you lost. Yeah.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna be lost tonight in that booty hole. Oh, where am I? Where am I? Okay.
We hit the mark of 1 hour of nothingness.
Oh, we had an hour. Oh.
Wow.
All right, should we start recording now? Or?
Yeah. So we've gone on that tirade about how we hate women. But yeah, let's get into the podcast.
You know what? I just found out this the other day, right? Some man brought it up. I think it was
Bill Burr?
Bill
Bill Burr, yeah.
Yeah.
Was saying
He's like, dude.
women are so sad almost all the time. They just can't seem to be happy like man.
Dude, they're
right?
brutal. Dude.
Man, we
brutal.
sit down, we watch a game, and we fucking happy. We don't need much. And women fucking hated it for us to be that easy to be happy.
We're trying to make some fat jokes. And these pigs talking, have an issue with it. Yeah, I call them pigs. What's the deal? I do a little bit of that to my wife. She's black.
No. No. We don't. No.
I tell her to squeal like a pig. Yeah, squeal like a pig. Brutal. Dude. These women need to lose some weight. That's all.
Bill Burr.
Dude.
Can't believe Bill Burr said that.
Yeah,
well,
and I know. Like,
But I think it's true though. What?
You had to ruin it all. And we would have got away with it too. What you barely did.
Now I'm being paid out.
Because last episode that was Bill Burr that did all that that fat shaming bit. So yes. So yeah, Bill Burr hates women.
Nah.
No, so he's saying, what's he saying? Women just can't
Be happy. Yeah, they just want. They want everything. You know, he basically saying that women see men being so happy with like all this simple thing, right? They watch, we watching a basketball game, we watching football game. We're so happy about it. And women hated that, so they want to have their own basketball game, and they don't even want
They
it.
they don't have that thing. But have you seen the video of the guy playing PlayStation, and his wife or girlfriend just turns it off,
Yeah.
and he's like, "That's all I have. That's all I have." And he's just broken. He just turns it off. He's so in his zone. He's just this broken man.
Defeated.
But that's the thing. They don't want you to be happy.
You know what? Yeah.
I don't think women like men being happy.
They just want our attention. Too much.
I think they like men to be unhappy.
Yeah.
These three boys are having way too much fun. What?
Making jokes out of what can I do?
What can I do?
What can I do? They seem to be laughing at it all as well.
Which
I
means
know
they're
it's just a
enjoying it.
joke. I know it's just a joke, but I just don't like their happiness.
Maybe I can steal their happiness by taking their happiness.
But yeah, women don't like men to be happy. They don't have like what do women do apart from buy and want to look good for like other women? They don't have a thing they just enjoy. They only
Are
do
you saying
yoga.
women just buy things and just want to look good for other women?
Yes. That's the thing. They don't have any time where they just want to chill out or have fun. Even like when they're with the girls, they're kind of gossiping.
No, some girls just chill and smoke weed and
Well, they're called
Hippie.
men.
They're called men. That's the thing.
But like even those girls, man, like I know I know
They're
a
doing it
few,
just to please men.
and I know a few girls who like only smoke weed and all that, and they're exactly like a dude, bro. They hanging out with you like a dude, you know what I mean? Like that's not I wouldn't say that's a feminine trait.
And they
You know what I
tend to
mean?
be over 80 kilos. So I wouldn't even consider them in the same ballpark.
Because of all the munchies.
I don't think there's one woman under 80 kilos who enjoys smoking weed or hanging out or being chill.
How good would it be having
what
a
causes
twin that was the same sex as you? So then you could just like
Have sex with them.
suck each other off
That would
all until you were, you know what I mean, married or whatever. Just the whole time you're living together, you can just suck each other off.
Do you think twins do that?
No.
I think they do, yeah.
Wait, Jackson! Wait, Jackson! What? I haven't been to tell you. All along. I'm on it.
How good
Let
would
me
that
show
be?
you
And
guys.
then you'd probably have very good body image as well. So one, first of all, you're getting your dick sucked every day.
Mm.
Number 2, you're getting good at sucking dick. Number 3, imagine what that would do for your body image,
See,
because
when
you're
you
like,
finally settle down with your husband, you're going to be an animal
yeah, you
on the
just-
shaft. Do you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
going to call you the shaft.
They're gonna call you tunnel mouth. No, but think about and then also
Do you know there was a group called the Naked Brothers band that had a song called Motor Mouth?
no.
That was pretty problematic. Naked Brothers band having a song called Motor Mouth. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
You could just suck that dick, get your dick sucked,
Mm.
and no one's getting pregnant, are they? It's 2 men.
Wait, so let's put it. So if you have a clone,
No,
Or
twin.
just a
no,
twin,
twin.
just a normal twin.
You shared a womb,
Yeah,
and now you're sucking that.
just
dick.
a brother. You look the same.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. Like like body image, you'd feel really good about how you look as well because you're twins, so you look the same. And
You
you're like,
do.
I find this person attractive enough.
What if
I find them attractive enough to suck their dick every day. They're sucking my dick every day.
That's true.
Imagine walking in on that.
There's 2 17-year-old boys,
Sucking.
69ing. Henry, Jacob. Henry, Jake. Yeah. Okay. Mom.
That's the problem.
Told
with
you I'm in
twins.
private times.
That's the problem with twins. Is like they just suck each
They
other
just keep
all day.
69ing all day. If you had a twin, you wouldn't get 18 done. You'd be 69ing all day. Like, all day. Everyone just had a twin. The world's just completely silent apart from like a bake.
That's actually why you have
just
to.
69ing all day.
You know how dogs have litters? That's why you have to split the babies up. They all have to go to different houses. Otherwise, you'll be 69ing all day. Because what's the actual problem with it?
69ing with
Your-
yourself.
your brother.
basically.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's incest.
Yeah, but what's wrong with
Maybe.
incest?
And that's the thing, when it's incest of the same sex,
Please,
it's an
come
issue.
on,
tell me it's wrong. I don't want to keep doing it. I know it feels a bit strange.
It's still dark.
The thing is, incest with, if you had a sister, it'd be a problem. Because you have a child. There's a
that
child
child
that could be
come
made.
up. Yeah.
And then the child's going to have like wonky eyes. Or probably like a...
That child would be like 80 kilos.
I know, yeah.
Imagine if there was
It'd be
twins.
more prone to being overweight or 80 kilos.
There was
So-
twins and they were always just sucking each other off. And then there's like another sibling. They always want to take part in it. They're like, get out of here. You don't
This
look
one's
like
for the
us.
boy, sweetie. Ew, Jessica, get away. Anyway, hey, Mitch, let's
Guys,
go.
but that looks fun.
But that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with having sex with your twin of the same sex.
No,
But
but-
if
no,
if they
but-
were your kids and you walked in, you'd break it up.
Would you, though? They're having fun. Boys will be boys. It's like, honey, the boys all right? Yeah, they're just playing.
You open the
They're
next
just
room, you've got twin girls, and you're like, what the fuck?
What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
You know what?
Get out of here with that junk.
If I was the dad and I
Listen,
come back
damn
and,
light.
and see my twin son doing that, I would just leave and never come back.
If you were the dad.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just leave, man. I didn't even say a word to my wife. I just leave.
The twins are having sex in that room. Your wife is being a wet nurse in that room.
You just have one daughter that's overweight. That's the only thing you have an issue with.
And then you'd be like, I have nothing.
Two sons are literally 69. Your wife's wet nursing some 40-year-old guy. And then in the third room, your daughter's just sitting there like doing her homework, but she's overweight. It's like,
I have nothing.
so sick of this girl. Get out to the damn room. Listen, damn white. Head up to here.
In all seriousness, there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
Just feels
I'll just say
terrible.
room for one more.
Check, please.
Oh, Dad, three's a party.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, there is nothing wrong with it. You're not going to have a child.
No, but wait. Let's put this scenario up there. So, let's say if you have a clone.
Yeah.
Would you have sex with it?
No, oh, yeah. So you would have an issue with having a twin, but if it's a clone.
If you had a clone, you'd have sex with it. Yeah. Definitely. Or you know what's hilarious to think about? If you had a clone, as soon as the thought comes into your head, like, that clone's going to kill me. And
you just kill it first.
Yeah, then you have to kill it first because you're thinking, well, if I'm having that thought, then my clone's also having that thought. My clone has thought about killing me.
Oh, man. I don't know if I could do anything with a person that looked exactly like me.
You're
Though.
69ing with your clone, just like thinking they're about to kill you.
And you're like, okay, let's keep this up. Let's keep this up. All good for now. you're like in your pocket holding onto a knife.
Imagine
Hey, you slowing down? No. Okay, good.
you
good.
had twins and you wanted them to kind of like fall into that line, so you named one 6. Name the other one 9.
Imagine
Yeah.
if the Culture 6'9" did that. That would be very good. Like just 6. And then 9. For the other child.
That'd be pretty cool.
And fulfill the prophecy.
Right.
But yeah.
How long?
What are we looking?
110. Wow,
110.
perfect.
Anything else we want to touch on?
I think we
Apart
pretty
from
much
a-
touched on everything.
And apart from a 80 kilo woman, I wouldn't touch on that with a.
I wouldn't touch that with my dick. Ew.
I wouldn't touch on that with an 80 foot pole.
All right. That being said, I hope we brought some redemption to the Sausage Boys.
That's the name of the episode. I wouldn't touch on an 80 kilo woman with an 80 foot pole.
No, it's not. That's not the episode title.
Oh man. An episode of Bluey really summed it up very well about just how fat shaming's so normalized in society. Where Louie's there's this girl comedy club waitress and she's attracted to him and she asks him out and he says no because she's slightly overweight.
And then at the end of the episode, she's got that big speech, right? She a massive speech.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge. No, that's not
Huge
on.
speech about how she's going to lose a foot.
And yeah, he's like saying like I'll sleep with you or something like that. And she's like, it's not about that.
Wait, have you seen this episode? But yeah.
What happens?
Oh yeah. She kind of keeps asking him, and he finally goes out with her. And then I think she makes reference to like, oh, it's hard being a fat girl dating in New York. And then he says, "You're not fat." And then
She's like, I am.
Yeah, she blows up at him.
Yeah,
like,
she goes, I
completely.
am, and there's nothing wrong with that. But she says in that speech, she's like,
Wait, have you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen the
Oh, you've seen that clip of
the clip of
episode.
her, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great.
And she's
great one.
saying like, have you ever dated
Yeah.
a larger woman?
And
And
it's
he's
like, you would have sex with me, but you
Exactly.
wouldn't be seen in public with me.
Yeah.
And then she's like, classically attractive guys will flirt back because they know their status isn't going to be questioned. But yours would be because we're made for each other. Like we look, like we fit together.
Right.
And it's such a really good take on the whole issue.
And the best thing is like Louis wrote that.
Louis wrote that.
And he's the bad guy in that episode.
I know. He wrote it so well, and it really just touches on that topic. that he just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. Like when we do make these jokes, this is a real issue. This is a real thing that does exist.
Sorry, bro.
But the thing is, we're not even really the Louis types.
No.
That's like even further. But again, Louis probably isn't even the Louis type. But it represents the type of guy out there, a fat guy that wouldn't ever be seen in public with an overweight woman. And I think that's
I don't think
majority
it's-
of men.
I don't think it's ever bothered me in my life. Like, maybe it has subconsciously, but I really don't feel like it has. And that's kind of why I felt so comfortable with joking about it. I was just
Same.
like,
Because I know I don't have an issue. I don't even see it as anything.
Well,
yeah.
you know that I like chubby girls. You know, Annabelle.
Who's Annabelle?
What? Don't say names on the pod. Come up with a phony last name.
Annabelle Kent.
That's her name.
Oh.
That's her name.
Yeah, I've always thought she was cute.
It's Annabelle Kent.
But that's not the problem. It's not the problem us thinking that way. It's people thinking,
We're thinking that.
Yuck. That's the problem. Guys that would say that and be like, yuck.
I don't know. I don't even know what the problem is.
Yeah. Because we all feel that way. We all think yuck secretly.
Right, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up, yeah.
All right, yeah. We've been the Sausage Boys. Thanks for
Been
listening,
the
y'all.
misogynist
Yeah.
boys. Again, we're
Sponsored by Weight
Curbs.
Watchers.
Yeah, we're
Hey
sponsored by.
ladies, you could use the discount code sausage to get 10% off your gym membership and your meal plan.
If you send us
Subscription.
a photo of you, we might even just straight up pay for it.
If you send us a photo of you, we'll send back our roasts and our critiques on your body.
Roast. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, Noah.
Peace.